Good morning, students. Welcome back to English online classes. This is our day 7 session. In our day 6 session, I have already explained you the lesson that is the best Christmas present in the world, children. It was done by Michael Morpurgo. I think you all understood the lesson. The writer went to the junk shop. There he found a roll-top desk and it was completely damaged. It was the 19th century one. He thought it was very expensive. Then too the shopkeeper gave him for a very less price, and he took it back home and kept it in the back of his home, that is a garage. There he started working with the roll-top desk. The veneer and all was completely lifted up means it has gone out and it has been completely damaged. Anyway, he thought it was a challenge for him to work on with it. So he started working with it. He thought that the roll-top was completely damaged, not only with the fire of water also. So he thought just he can remove all the dust, he thought. So he started removing all the dust. But one drawer was completely very tight. He removed all the drawers, but one drawer was very tight. He used all his complete force to remove it. But to his luck, the drawer came out. He thought it was something like a secret drawer, he thought, because something was inside it. He saw a small tin inside. A sellotape was rounded up, just it was rounded up, and a small paper was kept on that. It was written that Jim's last letter, received January 25th, 1915 was written. You please bury this letter along with me when time comes, he said. You please bury this letter along with me when time comes, he said. But the author felt somewhat strange. He thought it was not good to open someone's things without their concern. But he was having some curiosity, because human curiosities wanted to open somebody's things. Even though they feel it is wrong also, they try to open it. So what happened, children? When he opened the tin box, he found an envelope. On the envelope, the address was written as Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport. Because Mr. Jim Macpherson wrote a letter to his wife, so he addressed her as Mrs. Jim Macpherson. He addressed the letter, as 12 Copper Beeches, means because to send the letter he has to write all the address, no? So his wife was living in 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, near in Dorset, children. So he just opened the letter, even though he thought it was not good. Out of curiosity, he opened the letter, and you know what happened, children? In that, all the letter was completely written with a pencil, and a date was written at the top, at the right side. That was December 26, 1914. December 26 means after December 25th is a Christmas, and he wrote the letter the next day, Christmas, that's 26th December 1914. And now, children, let me read the part 2. You all know the characters also, I think so. Just listen, children. Dearest Connie, I write to you in a much happier frame of mind because something wonderful has just happened that I must tell you about at once. See here, he is an army man. You all know all the army men will be in the army. They will be away from their loved ones, that is away from his wife. This man was away from his wife. Just he was writing a letter to his wife. How did he address, children? Dearest Connie, I want to write something to you today because I am feeling very happy today. Because I want to tell you, I want to share something to you, that a strange thing has happened today. We were all standing in our trenches yesterday morning. Trenches means, you know, the army people just, they dig some narrow, just a narrow in the ground, they just dig it, children, because to just hide there. When the enemies come, they just hide in that holes, not holes, just like a big hole they will dig it, children, on the ground. So these people were standing near the trenches. He said that we were standing near the trenches yesterday morning. That is Christmas morning. You know how the Christmas morning will be there. It will be very pleasant and very beautiful also, children. It was crisp and quite all about. It was very crisp and quite all about. As beautiful a morning as I have ever seen. See, every morning it was beautiful, children. But that Christmas Day morning was really beautiful. I think I have ever seen before. I have ever seen before that the atmosphere was very beautiful, as cold and frosty. Because as cold and frosty means all the, you can see the ice just falling, just falling down like a rain, you can see, children. You can just imagine how beautiful the atmosphere will be, as a Christmas morning should be. See, you all know Christmas comes in the month of December. You know how beautiful the atmosphere will be. It will be very chilly and it will be very beautiful also. So you all can imagine how the Christmas morning will be. I should like to be able to tell you that we began it, but the truth, I am ashamed to say, is that Frizz began it. See, I want to tell you one thing, but I feel a little bit ashamed. Whatever it may be, it just began with Frizz. Who is Frizz here, children? Frizz is a German soldier, and Tommies are British soldiers. I told you before itself that Frizz is nothing but the German soldier. So it just began with the Frizz, that is the German soldier. First someone saw a white flag waving from the trenches opposite. Then they were calling out to us from across no man's land, "Happy Christmas, Tommy." So when we were just standing near the trenches in the opposite direction, see here the British soldiers are standing, and the opposite direction, who will be standing, children? The German soldiers will be standing. So all of a sudden he saw someone was waving there. Someone was waving at the opposite direction. What they were doing, children? They were calling out to us from across no man's land, "Happy Christmas." So they can see from a very long distance from the opposite direction that some people were calling, they were just calling. What they were saying, children? "Happy Christmas." They were just saying, "Happy Christmas, Tommy." Whom did they address, children? The German soldiers at the opposite direction addressed the British soldiers here, because they addressed them as Tommy. They addressed them as Tommy. "Happy Christmas." When we had got over the surprise, some of us shouted back. So we are really surprised how the enemies will wish us Happy Christmas. For some instance, he was really he thought why they were doing it, he thought. Then all of a sudden his men also started shouting Happy Christmas. So what they say, some of them shouted back, "Same to you." So when someone says Happy Sankranti, what will you say, children? You'll say "Same to you." So here also, when he was thinking that why the enemies are calling like that, but before the thought came to him, the people, those who were with him, they just shouted back, "Same to you." What they said? "Same to you." Same to you, Frizz. They addressed them Frizz, because when they said Happy Christmas, these people also should say no. They said Happy Christmas, same to you, Frizz, because they are addressing the German soldiers. Thought that would be that. We all did. But then suddenly one of them was up there in his great coat and waving a white flag. So all of a sudden what happened? When this was happening, one of them from that opposite direction, one person was coming with a great coat. What he was wearing, children? He was wearing great coat and waving a white flag. What he was doing? He was coming towards these people. He was having a white flag. You know what is a white flag? White flag is a symbol of peace. But now these people are in the war actually. They are fighting the First World War. So these Britishers got really astonished. Why the Germans, that is their opponents, they are enemies now, but they are coming, that one man is coming with a white flag. They are showing peace. "Don't shoot, lads." So he was the army general, no? He was the leader of everyone, no? Who, children? Jim McPherson. He told, "Please don't shoot them. Please don't shoot them." He shouted at them. And no one did. When the leader ordered, the other people also obeyed him. Then there was another Frizz up on the parapet, and another. So slowly first one man came, no? Afterwards another Frizz came. Means another man came from the opposite direction. Then, "Keep your heads down." I told the men, "It's a trick," but it was not. He said, "Whatever it may be, I have a doubt with these people, because the enemies are coming, they are marching towards us one by one. So please keep your heads down. Please, all of you, keep your head down." I told the men, "It's a trick. I hope it's a trick, because they are all our enemies. But one by one they are coming with a white flag. Anyway, I have a doubt with them. Please bend your heads. Please keep your heads down. I think it's somewhat a trick." But it was not. He thought it was a trick. because the enemy people coming with a white flag also, he thought something trick they are doing it, that he thought. But actually it was not a trick, children. It was something else. He thought it was trick, but it was